Yes, welcome on in to Locked on MLB Prospects, your home for all things minor league baseball. I'm your host, Lindsey Crosby, freelance baseball writer and podcaster. Thank you for making this your first listen every single day. We're proudly part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day, and we are probably going to be bringing you content every day between now and Tuesday's trade deadline. Late night Wednesday, we see a trade. Lucas Giolito and reliever Reynaldo Lopez leaving the White Sox, going to the Angels. Not only are they not trading Shohei Ohtani, they're buyers at the deadline to make that push for the postseason. What the Angels give up, top catching prospect Edgar Quero and left-handed pitcher Ky Bush. So, one, getting Giolito and Lopez, to me, fills two distinct and separate needs that the Angels have. They need some more consistency from their pitching staff. Right now, they've been making it work with, obviously, Shohei. Patrick Sandoval has looked pretty good recently. They've got some youngsters like a Chase Silseth, but Lucas Giolito gives them a veteran, and a veteran that still has really good stuff. The numbers don't look great, and the numbers don't look great for Lucas Giolito for a few reasons. One is he's struggled against lefties. The other is he's had a ridiculously high home run to fly ball rate, which it's like double what MLB average is. And so it feels like he's due for some positive regression that will bring him back to more standard norms as far as what his numbers are. The peripherals look good for the most part. So I feel confident that Lucas Giolito is going to be a positive add to the Angels for the next 2 months. Reynaldo Lopez, one of those relievers that has some of the best stuff of all of the guys available at the trade deadline as far as relievers go. So, like the move, kind of throws a little bit of stuff into chaos here, because we didn't expect the Angels not only to be buyers, but to be top of the market buyers. And you can see that's top of the market buyers because look at the price of what they gave up. They give up catcher Edgar Quero, was in Double-A. They give up pitcher Ky Bush. Both of these guys were considered to be top 5 prospects for them, with Quero being a top 100 player in all of the minor leagues. So, reminder on Quero here, signed with the Angels in spring of 2021, went to the ACL, and is an offensive force right now in Double-A. And reminder, anybody who you're looking at in Double-A has been dealing with those tacky baseballs. So it's been a not only already pitcher-friendly parks, but now pitcher-friendly offensive environments because of the baseball. But despite that, in 70 games for Rocket City, 68 starts behind the dish and 2 DH, 246, 386, 332, only 3 home runs, 16 extra base hits, 55 walks to 53 strikeouts. Now, we've seen much better power from Edgar Quero before. Last year, 111 games in Inland Empire in A-ball, not high A, A-ball, he hit 17 home runs. So, 530 slugging. We've seen offensive production as far as home runs go from Edgar Quero before. Just a thing to keep in mind. But when you watch him, it is very much a line drive oriented swing. Really short, quick to the plate, stays in the zone for long enough, really good barrel control. He is a switch hitter. He does well from both sides. It feels like he has a better power swing as a lefty, whereas he has a better line drive or contact swing as a righty. Again, I know people are worried about the home run numbers. He is 20 years old. And so there is physical development left here. He's listed at 5'11", 170. I do believe there's probably a little bit you've added since then to that frame. I could see him being a 20 home run guy once he gets full physical maturity. I think defensively, he has good athleticism, and that helps him with lateral blocking, popping up to get balls that are high, getting down balls low, getting the pop time is pretty decent because of that. The arm itself is only probably average, maybe above average, but everything else, he's athletic enough where he has an above average pop time. So he's going to be an offensive first catcher. He still has work to do on game calling. He still has work to do on receiving. Some more steps you need to do. He's not going to come up and play this year. He's not ready for that yet. But it was somebody where he is a good player, but this was a position of strength for the Angels because they have Logan O'Hoppe, who, yes, he's out, but he's expected to come back, if not late this year, then be fully healthy next year. So they're able to go ahead and make that deal because they have Logan O'Hoppe. The other guy in this trade, Ky Bush, 2021 second rounder, went straight to Double-A in his first full season. Very aggressive assignment. I thought he was really good in Double-A for going practically straight there for his first full season. He after being drafted, he went to High A for like 12 innings in 21. And then last year, spent all of last year in Double-A Rocket City. 21 starts, 7-4, 3.67 ERA, and just over 100 innings, 103 innings. 101 strikeouts to 29 walks. Now, he's dealt with a lot of injury issues this year. He had an oblique injury early in spring training. Then as he was coming back, he injured his groin. And so he hasn't pitched a lot. I think he had 2 starts in rookie ball and like 6 starts in Double-A, and they haven't looked great. His ERA combined for between the two levels is like 7 and change over 30 innings. But it's very much a health issue. You're looking at the 2022 version of Ky Bush. And what that version of Ky Bush showed you is, one, he is a big boy. He is 6'6", 240. So he's got good size frame, but very much a sinker slider guy, right? He sits 94 or so, can touch 96, which we've talked about for a lefty is good velocity. It has a lot of, he's throwing from a high 3/4 slot, and it's got a lot of sink to it. You can refer back to Monday's mailbag, third segment. We talked about the difference in a sinker and a two-seamer. So he's got a sinker, with that vertical break at the end. To go along with that is, like I said, the slider. It's a plus slider, really sharp late break, and it's a vertical breaker as well. So it's got similar movement to the fastball, although the fastball also has the arm side run. And then he's really good with adjusting it, right? He can make it break more, he can make it break less, he can speed it up, he can slow it down. And so what happens is when he's facing a lefty, he can break it down and away. And if you're a righty, he can break it in on your feet, and it's one of those back foot sliders. I was watching Rocket City versus Montgomery, and I remember watching him take it, and he nutmegged a guy who swung at the slider because the righty's gearing up thinking it's going to be that sinker, and it breaks in at his feet and goes right between his legs. He swung at a ball that hit the ground between his feet. So very good. He also has a curveball. It's not great. It's fringe to average. He's got a changeup that is average, some decent fade to it. If you could make those a little more consistent, definitely something where you can see him as a quality number 4, number 5. Again, he's got the frame where he can absolutely hold his velocity deep into outings. He can do well. So I like the deal really for both teams because this may or may not work out for the Angels. Let's be honest. This is something where it's 2 months of Lucas Giolito and a reliever. And then if Shohei leaves in free agency, which all indications are he's going to, you get a compensatory pick back for him. But this is the message that, hey, we are going for it. But it's good for baseball, right? The star stays with the team that he is, and they push for the playoffs with probably the most talented player of this generation in Shohei Ohtani. It also helps the gate for the Angels for 2 months because now they get, obviously, all those home games as they push for the playoffs. So it's good for baseball. I don't know in the end how good this will be for the Angels, but it's good for baseball. It's good for the White Sox. And it's an understandable move by the Angels.